Alright, so these are a couple things I got at a thrift store, a secondhand store. They were listed as $5 each, but I had a coupon for $5 off of a $10 purchase. So, they're basically $253 each when all was said and done. They are handy roulette, which is supposed to light up, and when you twist it, it's going to give you a random number. So you're playing roulette. And then draw poker. And again, obviously it's poker where you're supposed to be able to press the button. These are supposed to move, and you kind of hold your cards and you get a second chance at it. So these are a couple of old games. They are by, let's see, Waco. I think they were sold by Radio Shack, but 1971. So at the moment, neither of these is working. With the draw poker, it just doesn't spin. I'm hoping I can open it up, give the motor a twist, a spin, and it might free up. That would be the best and fastest solution. The roulette, this thing which is supposed to spin it is really sticky, and when I turned it on, it's sort of lit up, but not perfectly. So I got to look at those connections. So we're going to see if we can fix these up. They're kind of cool, and again, for that price, they were just right. All right. Remove 2 screws, Phillips head, that wasn't an issue. The battery compartment is clean, so I don't think that's the issue. So anytime you take these things apart, you're always worried about what you might do. So there's little tabs in the back. Okay, so that part's not too bad. Okay, so let's take a look. Metal. When do you see metal in things these days? This is actually pretty heavy, for a relatively speaking. So it's pretty impressive. So what I'm going to do is put 2 batteries in there and just see if I can get that spinning, free it up. Just by physically doing that. Sometimes that's enough to do it. So I got 2 batteries handy. They're a little loose, but alright, so again, I got the battery and just moving that little gear, the right on the motor. So I've been playing with it for a little bit. I saw to actually make this thing work, you have to press this red button. Again, I'm not going to move it. You have to press the red button, and when you do, it makes this go down. So I'm going to have that down, so essentially it's turned on. And now look at that. All right, so fantastic. So that might have. Oh yeah, so I'm going to take the batteries out and seal it back up. So that should hopefully work. So that's what I was hoping, that the motor is just kind of frozen, so to speak. So let me put it back together and then give it a real try. All right, so here's the big moment. Hopefully it'll work. Oh boy, it's not. See, that's interesting. So there's a question whether those batteries are actually making contact in there. There we go. So it should still keep going, and it should keep going until I press all the buttons. There we go. And now I look at that and I say, well, if I'm playing draw 3, I'm going to keep the 2 queens, and then I push it again. And there's my hand. I got pair of queens. So then I can do this to reset it. So it's a little. So that's pretty good. So it's working. And maybe that the springs in the back on the battery are a little bit loose. But overall, that's pretty good. I think it's. Not sure what I was going for there. So it's working pretty good, and again, the more I play it, the better it might work. So that's a good start. Got the draw poker working, and again, it's basically complete. Box is in decent shape, so that's kind of fun. All right, so now I'm going to work on the roulette, which I think is going to be harder to fix. There's an off-on switch that's supposed to light up wherever the light happens to be. I saw it come on for a split second when I was testing it before. it doesn't come back on. That hopefully should be easy to clean that, I would hope that's the case. But the other piece is this. This is mechanical. I don't believe this is electronic. And it's supposed to... You can probably hear that, but it's spinning. It's spinning the light around, obviously, and it's for whatever reason, it's... That's better. Alright, so I'm not sure how much it's supposed to spin. So that's a little bit better. So let me see if I can get it apart and see what's going on with that light and see if the spinning mechanism is off. Alright, so just 4 small Phillips head screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. You might be able to see there's another screw here, but that's actually to that to this, so I'm not going to loosen that. Battery case is clean. I don't think that's the issue. So let me see about taking this apart. So it turns out I am going to take that screw out. That's what's holding the handle in. Yeah, so I think it's... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that let me take that off, which now I should be able to open it. Alright, so I already had pulled out a couple of pieces. You're going to see. So this, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I think this was like this. The weird thing is there was a marble in here. So this is more complicated than I thought. And there's a spring, which I do not know where that thing's going. It's a very light spring, like it does almost nothing. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is check out to see there's a light. There's a light there. I'm going to see if that works. So let me show you when I want to just do a quick test to see whether something's working. I have neodymium magnets, and this is going to let me... I need 3 volts here, and I don't have like just a battery thing, so I'm going to connect these like this with the neodymium magnets. Again, you probably don't want to do this for any length of time. Use alligator clips. On both. And now, I don't think it should matter. So it looks like this is the light here. And so I'm assuming if I touch to here, yeah, okay, so you can, I think you can see that's clearly working. Yeah, okay. So the light works. So that part I know is good, so it's not an issue of the light not working. So somehow it's not getting there. So let me look at this a little closer. In general, you're going to see it does basically work. And it probably will work better once it's balanced with that. It's not great. So one thing I want to do is make sure that the batteries, if they're in the compartment, are getting through. So I'm just going to use my meter. I'm going to hook this up to the negative side and see if it's just conducting. And you should be able to see that it is. And it does go to that. So that side is working fine. It looks like with this side, I'm just going to have to kind of hold that in place. And yeah. Alright, so it looks like the battery compartment is good and it's conducting the electricity to the rest of it. So now I'm going to put batteries in there and see if it'll work. So I switched it now to volts. I wanted to see how many volts are coming through. It should be 3. And for whatever reason, and my multimeter is pretty sad, but it's only 1.58. So, do not know why that would be. Why I'd be losing 1.5. So let me put this in and see if it lights up the switch, the light bulb. So it's not. So I think I had this thing so that it was kind of turning it off, pushing that down. So I did this. It's coming up. And now if you can see, it is coming on inconsistently, but it is coming on. Again, not sure where that tiny spring is supposed to go. Really. Oh, actually, no, it does turn it on. Right. So this is the on-off, and it would switch it on and off. Okay, I totally forgot about that. That was kind of ridiculous. All right, so I did a couple of things to try to get the light bulb to shine more consistently. This little piece comes in contact with this. So I took a file, scratched off that top part, and actually scratched up this as well, just to, if there's any grime, oil, whatever on there, to clean that up. It seems like it's a little bit better. I think this might go here. I'm not sure. So I'm going to try to put it back together and see how it works. So that will turn it on and off. All right, so let me see. Lower light, it really is kind of mesmerizing. You kind of watch it go round and round and round. So it's actually pretty good. And it finally stops. And primarily, I guess, on 4, right? So it's a decent little toy. Definitely a lot of fun. Alright, so it is basically working. You can see the light when I turn it on. It's right there. So I got my last $5 here. I'm going to put it on my lucky 14, 15, 17, 18. Put it all on. It's what, I forget, 6 to 1 odds, I think. And let's see what happens. Will I have dinner tonight? You can probably see it going around, and it's 36. Oh boy. Oh well. Maybe next time. Thanks for watching.